Yeah, by the grace of God, I am Daniel Akintola, Daniel Bamiloye Akintola. I am a pastor and also an ordained evangelist in the Apostolic Church, Nigeria. Yes, growing up, I've loved to express myself in so many ways. I remember the first time I had anything to do with drama was in 1996. By the grace of God, I finished at Kaduna Polytechnic. I was in Kaduna at that time. I was part of the drama group, and we even produced a movie, and I acted most of the time as the devil, and that was a brilliant opportunity for me that I saw to express my talent and to just do something for the kingdom. And so gradually I began to find interest, and in 1998, 99, as I came to Lagos, I was also looking for drama ministers that I could join, and gradually I got in contact with the Lagos Youth Convocation Drama Group of the Apostolic Church, and I joined them, and by the grace of God I featured in two of their movies, one as a passive role and one as an active role. And from there the interest came for me, and for me that was how movies started, or drama ministry started for me. A lot of people have asked me such questions, and they've been wondering, you are a pastor, you are an evangelist, you are preaching here, and you are still having the time. For me, I don't see it as a problem, because the two ministries are one and the same. I am an ordained evangelist, like I said, and drama for me is one of the ways to showcase or to minister the gospel, because evangelism is all about telling people or bringing the good news of Jesus Christ to the whole world. And what's that good news? That Jesus came out of his love for humanity, and he came to die for them, and is coming back to carry those who accept or believe in him. And that is the total essence of salvation. And so drama is one aspect that I felt will help me to pass the message across. In fact, I must tell you, I have about two YouTube channels, and I discovered that I have my own, and I have the movie production. I have more views using my YouTube channel for the movie production than the one I use for the minister. And so for me, as an evangelist that wants people to be heard, it was an opportunity for me to use all platforms to win the souls. So it was no problem for me. I could manage the time. It's just for you to manage your activities very well. So most of the times when I am not ministering, I'm thinking of the next production to engage in. And so God has given us much more grace, and I know he will continue to help us the more. Although ministering as a pastor, as an evangelist, especially using the internet, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Instagram, as people have come to hear what I say. However, the movie ministry has helped me to do more. In fact, I must tell you, there was one of our, I think it was our third movie, the second or the third movie, and the title is One Last Chance. That movie, it came just as we were just trying to try our hands in some production aspect, and I was shocked that the movie went within a short period. Over 1,000 people rushed to watch it, and I was wondering. And that movie was centered on the rapture. People were running to watch the story of the rapture. That there were two brothers. I acted as both brothers. I was a twin in that movie, and people are watching me preach about the rapture. And so for me, I think movie production has helped me to pass more messages of the kingdom. And they don't forget what they see. What you hear, you can easily forget. But what you see paints a picture in your heart. So for me, I can't drop movie because it's helping me to pass more messages. We've preached to those who singles who are delaying themselves just because they are choosy of the kind of man they want to marry. We preach to couples. We are doing a lot of things. In fact, we are doing one presently on forgiveness, and it's going to be powerful when it's out. So many movies are coming up, and I believe God, it is for the betterment of the kingdom of God. Our first movie production was as beautiful as it was. It came to us as with great determination. I'm telling you the truth. It was a great determination. I started with camcorder. We started with camcorder, and this energy bulb, this 300 watts, 800 watts energy bulb. That was what we just used. We were just eager to do something. In fact, we were just trying to try something out. I just called my wife. It was my wife and myself and some of the members of the choir. And they have all the members of the cast at that time were never seen acting, whether on stage or in any movie. And we just trained ourselves, we educated ourselves, and I gave them the essence of the movie. And it was so wonderful that by the time we did the first one, we recorded with our camcorder, and the picture quality was not too sharp. It wasn't too sharp, so I sent it to some movie producers, and they said, "Wow, your editing is okay, but your light is not good at all." And they said they gave a lot of comment, and I met somebody who saw it. I gave it to so many people, even outside Nigeria. And one of them just spoke to me and just said, "Just go for a small DXLR camera. Just get one, as small as," and they just encouraged me, and that was how we started. And that movie, for me, I am so happy that God allowed us to start it from that level, and I'm not ashamed of it. It's one movie that has gone very well. It has gone very far and wide. Yes, because of my position as a pastor, and because of the fact that I work under a church, the apostolic church, and I understand the realities that will soon come my way. I knew that sooner or later I'll be moved from one place to the other, because as a pastor in the Apostolic Church, you agree that you can be moved at any time. So I asked myself, I sat down and I asked myself, what if I am moved from this place? What will happen to me? In fact, I did that from the first day. What if I am moved? What is going to happen to me? And I just said, wow, it means I must lay my hands on everything that has to do with the production. And thank God I did. Otherwise, I would have been stuck now. And so I went online. I went to learn how to hold the camera. I went to learn online on how to become an editor. In fact, I learned everything about editing on the YouTube. I learned about cinematography, how to edit sound, how to, so many things. I spent a lot, by the grace of God, on the YouTube trying to find out more. And afterwards, our TV house at the Apostolic Church, the ones I was not clear about, I went to some of the editors there, said, please come and show me. In fact, when they saw our first trial, they told me, wow, you are far ahead. And that was how we started. And from that day, I kept improving, and gradually, by the grace of God, God began to add to us some professionals in some dimensions that is making the job easier for us. Now, I don't need to hold the camera anymore, even though I could still do that. But we now have people that can do one or two things. Initially, I was writing all the script, the first script, the second script, the third script. Now I don't need to write script anymore. But initially, it was not like that. But thank God, now we are blessed with people here and there, and the production is becoming a lot convenient. Now, we don't need to struggle to beg people to come and act. Now everybody is asking, can I be a part of your team? Yeah, just like preaching for me, like I told you, drama ministry is an extension of my evangelical ministry. And so, like, I will go to the pulpit and ask God, Lord, what do you want to do? In fact, I think after our first production, somebody came from one big script writer. He offered us a script. We still have the script now. He gave us the soft copy. We bought the script, but I have not gotten the leading to go into that. It's a powerful script that would have led us into a lot of, but you know, we are moved by the Spirit of God. One of the best way to get a story is to ask God. You know, the Lord will just prompt my heart. For instance, the Lord prompted me to write a story on forgiveness, to write on the husband, to write on silly mistakes that people make. He will just give us a prompt, and then we put our papers and our pen to paper and to begin to write them. So it's not just that we tell people's story. No, although I'm going to be telling one story because I had a prompt in my spirit to speak on things that husbands do, and that will be coming very shortly this year also. This year is loaded with a lot of productions, but script writing for us is not because we feel like doing it. So many people are offering us script, but we just get the inspiration and we work towards it to get it. There are, apart from the fact that God gives us the inspiration, we still also need to follow some laid down principles of writing stories. There are hopes. And I must tell you the truth. You have a lot of hopes. In fact, now you don't even need too much of money. I can tell you the truth. I have one of our directors while I was in the Acct productions. That was the drama ministry I joined when I got to Lagos. And one of our directors is in the US right now. He has done about 2 or 3 movies now using his phone. So it's not about, there is no excuse. Now, there are phones that have high resolution. And when you finish it, nobody will know how you did it. Because at the end of in fact, I've seen a lot of movies now that are done with phones. And you have phones that have high resolutions. So it's not an excuse. One of the things I want to beg you is this. Never, if you are an upcoming movie producer or you're a drama minister and you want to begin to do something like this, please, the first thing is to understand what you are in for. I'm telling you the truth, because our first production cost us about close to about 900,000 naira, and we were not selling any of these. And so we knew that from the word go, we are just going to be blessing lives and reaching out to souls. Because the truth is this, it's not about what we get, it's about how many people are being blessed. And so we're ready to pump in whatever we have. And later I began to discover, now we don't even spend too much now, because we have gotten 1 or 2 equipment for us to do. But you can start from where you are. See, I told you we started with camcorder. And if you check all our movies, there is no, in fact, there was one that we got an award for, a second position in the whole of West Africa. And that's The Great Change. The Great Change. You can check it on our movie, on our YouTube page, The Great Change. We got the second position in the whole of West Africa. It's just a 10 minutes movie challenge, and it was given to several people, and we came second. And I think it's blessing lives right now. I like I said to you, I started drama, acting on stage from Kaduna, but it was like more of like a hobby for me. Just try something and do something. When I got to Lagos, I just wanted to do something also, but I didn't see it as a calling. That's the truth. I didn't see it more as a calling until during the lockdown. The jackpot came for me during the lockdown, and I will never forget it. I put in for, there was one of our pastors, one pastor, Pastor PC Adewale. He had a program an online course during the lockdown. Most pastors were sleeping, and I also felt like sleeping, but I paid for that online course, and in fact I paid for it because one of the facilitators was Mike Bamiloye, the popular Mount Zion. And so I paid for it, and he came. That man spoke for 1 hour, and it triggered something in my life. He challenged us not to waste heaven's resources on us. About 3 things that he said, and I will never forget it. Number 1 is that a lot of us, before we became pastors, we were gifted in doing some things for the Lord. There are so many people now, because they were music ministers, but now that they are full-time pastors, they abandon the singing ministry. The gift and the calling of God are without repentance. And when he began to speak, something jacked up in me, and I said, I want to go, and everything I've been doing before I became a pastor, I want to revisit it. And the second thing, he began to challenge us. He told us a lot of things that prompted him into Mount Zion, and what Mount Zion has been able to do for himself and for his family, his entire generation. And while he was speaking, he challenged. In fact, while he was going to round up, he prayed for us, and he said, "Go and start doing something. Go and start doing something. There is no excuse." And from that moment, I just told my wife, I said, I'm going back into the drama ministry. She said, it was just like a joke. I said, I'm going back into the drama ministry, but this time around, I'm taking it a step further. And it really, I wish that one day I'm going to meet with him one-on-one. I've sent a message on the Twitter to say, you encouraged me. And that message, that day, he spoke a lot. And from that moment, I think just less than 2 weeks after, we started using our camcorder, the one we use in the church, to stream the church program. We just went into it. We got more light. We were just fumbling and repeating and repeating. I think our first movie was recorded 3 times. The first one was dark. They said it was dark. The second one, they said the sound was not okay. And the third one became something that we put on the YouTube. And today, by the grace of God, I will owe my performance or my ability to produce movie to God, and especially through our father, Daddy Mike Bamiloye. I thank God for the grace of God over your life. He may not even know that what he was doing that day, because he was speaking. I know him to be very soft, but that day he came hard. He came hard, and most of us that were on that Zoom lecture were all were just ministers. But he came hard on us. Rise up! He was speaking very hard. And today, by the grace of God, I am proud to say that that the Mike Bamiloye I am one of those that your lecture has brought out. And I know even our second, the movie that we got came second. One of his children were one of those who were judges in that movie. And I'm proud to say that Reverend Mike Bamiloye has helped me a lot. Yes, anyone that feels that you are interested, if you feel that you are interested in filmmaking, in drama ministry, please, number one is that you must get your priorities right from the first day. Like I told you, it's a lot of money. I'm not saying you are not going to make money from it, but don't make money your priority. Don't go into it because you want to make money. Our first, second, third, fourth, the fifth, the sixth, we have not sold one copy, and we are still producing. And by the grace of God, we'll be producing more. I know one day God may decide to bless us, but it's not about money. It's about reaching life. So you must understand that Christian movies are basically evangelical in nature. And that's why we cannot afford to bring anything that does not preach the gospel. It must be showcasing Christ and pointing people to heaven. So if that is your motivation, then please start it up. And more especially, get the right counsel. There are so many courses you can do, online, offline. I know Mount Zion have a lot of institute that you can join. Just go for 2 weeks, go for 3 weeks, and then start up somewhere. Start up somehow. Get a mentor. I watch a lot of Mount Zion's movie, and when I watch them, I want to see what else they are doing that I am not doing. I am also following. I pray that one day I'll be as mighty as Mount Zion movie.
Thank you very much.